The best cure for a bad mood. That's what I put in the title of my One Finger Death Punch review. Well, now we have One Finger Death Punch 2, and the question is, does this sequel live up to the glory, the gory glory of the first title?
Buster!
The first game was one of those little gems that caught me completely by surprise. It was a very basic beat-em-up fighting game that really shouldn't have worked for someone like me. I don't normally play these sort of games, but for some reason this game just worked so well. It was very simple to pick up. It has only two things that you can do. You can attack left and you can attack right. And you would think to yourself, well, you're just going to mash the buttons wildly and win, right? No. Button mashing will actually make you lose. The game is all about timing. You have to pick which direction to attack and when to attack, and it really doesn't give you a huge amount of time to make the decisions. It gets faster and faster, and you have just got to get a rhythm going. You've got to make decisions on the fly, and when you get it wrong you get totally beat down, but when you get it right, oh my god, does that game feel satisfying. There is something truly brutally primal about it, even though it's a stick man fighting other stick men. There's something about the fighting that just felt visceral. It really is impossible to describe. The best thing I can suggest is look at the footage on screen now. That's from the second game, and I can tell you there's almost no difference between the two games in that respect. They play almost identically. They feel very similar. The same massive, satisfying, brutal, violent feelings I got playing the first game, I'm getting in the second. So you might be thinking, well, if it's the same game essentially as the first one, why bother? Why not stick with the first one? Well, it is the same game, it's just got more stuff. It's got more blood, more violence, more special effects, more ridiculous ways to kill your opponents. I mean, you can kill your opponents with earthquakes and fire and breakdancing. You can breakdance your enemies to death. There are more weapons now. You know, you used to have laser swords and nunchucks and bows and throwing stars, but you've now got axes and spears and clubs that look like ice cream cones, and you've got shotguns, and you've got sniper rifles. You even have chainsaws. I killed someone with a dragon's head. I still don't quite know what I did to do that, but I've killed people with dragon's heads. You can blast them with laser eyes. You can blast them with laser eyes now. There's horse combat, and I even at one point joked while I was live streaming this that I was half expecting to pick up a truck and beat someone to death, when a few seconds later a truck did come out from one side. It's pure insanity in the best possible way. And they've even added features for streamers, people playing on Twitch, whereby people in the chat can type "fight me" whilst you're playing, and they will appear in game. One of the stick figures that you fight will have their name above it, and maybe they can become a boss or a king or something like that, and they get to kill you, and everyone wants to be on it, which does make the chat a little spammy during those rounds with everyone typing "squad" and "fight me", but it really does seem to keep people involved, which I realise is why they've done it. They want people to stream it, and they want people to engage with the streamer, because that will make people want to buy it. But hey, it's a great idea. It was actually kind of fun, and people were really hoping that I would fail when their character hit them. And that was, everyone was wanting to see me get beat down by their own character. And it's cheap. I'm not sure what it will be in your country. It looks like it's around about $5 here in Norway. And honestly, it really is a ton of fun. It's as much fun, if not more fun, than the first game. Oh, you can customize it a little bit now. You can actually have eyes and skin toning on the characters, and you can randomize it for the enemies, or if you want, you can leave it as it was, just pure blank stick figures. Completely up to you. And that's pretty much all I've got to say about this game. It's absolutely brilliant at what it does. And what it does is give you a brutally violent combat game that does not take long to pick up, but actually takes quite a while to master. If you want to beat it and you want the perfect round, you'll probably have to try several times and get your timing just perfect. But it's not a game where you have to think about things too much. You just sort of, you go in, you switch your higher functioning brain off, and you just go into this kind of zen-like state of reacting to things on screen and desperately trying to put the smack down on every other stickman. And that's it. If you're looking for a simple fighting game that is easy to pick up and unbelievably satisfying to play, this may be that game. It is still, in my opinion, an absolutely superb cure for a bad mood.
Legendary.